Ganda sana yung sa ano yung lugar ni Cloud Retainer kaso parang medyo
We're way
generic na
behind
siya.
schedule.
Tama nasa taas. Zonely tayo. Parang kung nga rin nakuha natin. Ah, dadaan tayo kay Madam Ping. Oo nga, tama. Yan nga pala lagi nakatambayan. Ayun, no? Hi, Madam.
Ah, children, come, come. You've arrived at just the right moment. I've been looking for you.
Idol ko to eh.
Oh, what is it, Granny? Need any help?
Oh, no, no. You've done so much for Lea Harbor already. I could hardly ask for more. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads together to think of what sort of gift we might give
Ay,
you in
panis.
return.
A gift? For Paimon?
Oh, child, you are so very modest. Uncommonly so, even. But you mustn't decline this gift. I simply won't allow it. When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell, I heard your little friend mention that you often camp out in the wilds. That simply won't do. Especially since I imagine you still have a very long journey ahead of you. Fortunately, I have not yet grown so old as to see my subspace creation abilities atrophy.
Panis.
Oh, did my friends never mention that to you? Well then, it is a blessing we old folks once received from
Oy,
Rex Lapis.
panis.
Part of our illumination, if you will. I will not go into too much detail, but subspace creation is the ability to create a small, autonomous pocket world. The teapot that you entered previously was a little trinket created using that ability.
So, in the eyes of an adeptus, creating a magic teapot world is just child's play, huh?
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing to boast of. One such as myself must depart from this realm to create a world of one's own. Rex Lapis, on the other hand, moved mountains and seas. That is what one might call an exercise of true power. But that's enough nostalgia for now. The gift that I have prepared for you just requires a few final materials to add the finishing touch.
Okay.
That's right! Finding stuff's what we're good at, after all.
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need for you to go running hither and thither. I have already found a fleet-footed youngster to prepare what I need.
Panis.
What's more, I doubt that you would know how to find the materials I am searching for. Some of them are very rare indeed these days. Well, for starters,
Ba't mo siya nakatalikod?
I require some shimmer soil from the banks of Dihua Marsh. Back in the day, it could only be found where the glazed lilies thrived most profusely. You would have to dig downward, following the roots of the glazed lilies, and if you were lucky enough, you just might find a small patch of shimmer soil there.
Okay.
But almost no one has been able to find shimmer soil in this manner since Dihua Marsh came to be the way it is today. Even more difficult to find is smaragdus jadeite, which must be chiseled from the rock of the chasm. Or so it used to be. Ever since the Blackcliff Forge opened for business, they've slowly but surely stripped the mines all but completely
Grabe.
bare of it. In any case, smaragdus jadeite is an adepti treasure, and the adeptal power within is not something that most humans can withstand. Extended contact with it is, in fact, harmful to humans. Goodness knows if that child will succeed in finding these items.
Well, since you're an adeptus, Granny, the person you asked for help, they must be an adeptus too, right?
Yes. I suppose she does count as an adeptus.
She counts? How come there are so many Adepti in Liyue Harbor?
Oo nga.
We seem to bump into them all the time. It feels like even when you go out to eat, you could be sitting next to an Adeptus and never even know it.
Oh, maybe so. Who can say?
Uy, sino yun?
A fair few of my old friends are rather fond of mundane mortal life, after all.
I'm back, Granny.
Uy, panis!
I don't believe we've met.
Ah, allow me to do the honors. This child here is Yen Fei. She's the one helping run
Panis.
some errands for me. Yen Fei, I believe you've already heard of the traveler and her traveling companion.
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millilith's records. You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millilith marked you as a suspect following the incident at the Rite of Dissension. After which, you fought off the Millilith at Julian Karst and made contact with the Fatui, before finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her associates, and subsequently being cleared of any and all suspicion by the Chiseng.
Shame.
A shame that we didn't meet sooner.
Ah.
If we had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you of suspicion immediately, but it certainly would have been less, embarrassing for you. Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yenfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me.
Sheesh!
Oh, yes, here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact details and
Cute.
office address. Keep it handy. If you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I offer a very generous discount for first-time customers.
Oh my god, she's so cute. Mas hindi natin nakuha.
All right, Yen Fei, all right. Let's get to the business at hand. I do not think these two are in any dire need of legal assistance at the moment.
Ano yun? Heart yun? Yung nasa, ano ba tawag dito sa part na to ng katawan? Sa gilid?
You'll have to excuse Yen Fei. She's always been like this. Ever the talkative one when it comes to her own affairs.
Haima was gonna ask the same question. You seem really different from the ones we've met before.
An Adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he was one anyway.
May old man?
He mentioned that
Tatay
he
niya?
once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time.
Oh!
And then after that was all over, he went back and married my mom. They had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving me with Granny here.
Well,
Ay,
that's
we.
a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts to protect Liyue Harbor and all
Oo nga.
that stuff?
Hindi siya,
What do
siya
you
yung
mean
hindi
he just
umano eh.
went back to get married?
Well, my dad did say that he'd talked it through with Rex Lapis, and that he was fine with it. Even contributed towards the wedding gift, apparently.
Panis, kay Rex
Anyway,
Lapis.
Let's not dwell on that
Angas.
too much. So, Granny, I've gotten a hold of most of the stuff you asked for, except for Smaragdus Jadeite. I couldn't find any at all. The chasm's been sealed off, and there's just no way in. Couldn't secure any documentation either. Looks like the Ministry of Civil Affairs is serious about keeping it strictly locked down.
Is that so? But Smaragdus Jadeite is really rather essential. Yenfei, are you sure you can't find some other way? They have helped Liyue greatly, after all. It is only right that they are duly rewarded.
I know, Granny, you've told me 1,000 times already. Well, the chasm's definitely a no-go, but there's still a chance we can figure out some alternative means of procurement. Hold on a moment. Let me have a look.
Whoa, that's a really thick book. What kind of things do you write in there?
Commercial consultancy. Or Snezhnaya. Ah, found him.
Him?
Krusel. A Snezhnayan merchant who once came to me with some legal queries on certain articles in the legal codices. If my memory serves, all of them had to do with rare ores.
Okay.
He mentioned that he was considering acquiring some Smaragdus Jadeite to make hairpins, and wanted to know if there were any legal ramifications that he should be aware of. Said he was planning to sell them in Snezhnaya. So, I guess I'll go look for him. With any luck, he'll have gotten his hands on some Smaragdus Jadeite, or might have an idea of where we can find some. Oh, you want to join me? I suppose that's no problem, but it's best if you just stand by and watch. If you try to get involved, you'll only risk placing yourself in legal jeopardy.
Wow. An Adeptus imploring us to avoid incurring legal
Oh, nga.
liability. That's a first for sure. Best we be a little more careful than usual while we're with her.
Some people find Yanfei to be rather demanding. Do try to be gracious with her.
Okay.
Some people
Ay, akala ko may ibang sasabihin. Bye-bye, Madam Ping. Kita ko ulit sa susunod. Idol ko to si Lola eh. Yeah. Bye-bye. Wisit dito lang pala. Akala ko naman malayo. Ay, bakit dito yung daanan?
Hello, Mr. Crossell. How's business been?
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advice, Miss Yanfei. What brings you here today?
Tropa pala
You're
sila
too
eh.
kind. I was simply doing my job. Now, I believe that the last time we met, you mentioned that you were looking to source some Smaragdus Jadeite to make hairpins. Have there been any further developments on this front?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, in the end I did acquire a small piece of Smaragdus Jadeite and had it fashioned into a pair of hairpins. Miss Yanfei, might I presume that you have an interest in the hairpins? I must apologize, I've already rented them out to a lady named Zhiqiao. If you'd like
Zhiqiao.
to inspect them, you may have to wait quite some time.
Lo.
Wait, isn't Smaragdus Jadeite really rare? Aren't you worried about the hairpins getting damaged or lost while they're being rented out?
No, I'm not worried in the slightest, because I signed a contract with Miss Zhiqiao before renting them to her. The contract makes it quite clear that if she loses or damages the item in question, she must compensate me for its full original value. In return, I included a clause that guarantees the Smaragdus Jadeite is genuine, with a penalty of 10 times the item's value payable
Ay,
by
panis,
me,
grabe.
Miss Zhiqiao, in the event that it is shown to be a fake.
Stonks. Billionaire mind.
Guaranteed genuine, with 10 times the value payable if this claim is shown to be false. Yes, these terms are very clear indeed.
Of course. This way,
Grabe,
both the client
sumasakit
and I
ulo
have
ko
the
dito.
assurance we need. To ensure fairness, each of us has retained an original copy of the contract.
In that case, might you know where Miss Chow lives? We'd like to pay her a visit and have a look at the hairpins.
Oh, of course. She wrote her address down when we signed our contract. Here, I'll...
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossell. We'll be off now.
Ba't ganun yung mata niya? Parang mapungay na something. Bye-bye. Salamat. Marami kong salamat sa iyong tulong.
So,
Hello po, ating nagwawalis. Uy, depressed na to oh. Saan ko ba nakatingin? Tulala na siya habang nagwawalis. Hoy, ibigay mo na sa amin yung... Uy, masakit ulo niya.
Oh, whatever shall I do? Yes, that's me.
Aray ka, winala mo pa.
how do you do, Miss Chow? We understand from Mr. Crossell that you recently rented a pair of hairpins from him. My associates and I are very interested in them. Would you mind letting us take a look at them?
The hairpins. I can't
Ayan,
remember
burara.
right now.
Ang mahal-mahal nun eh.
I've lost them. I don't know how it could have happened. I always kept them right by my side, and I hadn't even worn them yet.
Ay, we.
I spent
Baka
so much
ninakaw.
money on them. If I have to pay their original value, there's no way I could
Kawawa
come up
naman
with that amount of money on such short notice.
Nawala niya lang pala.
My family is in the ore business too, but business has been suffering ever since the chasm was sealed off. We now have a backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around, so we've been having to purchase some stock from other ore merchants to complete them. A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several ore merchants I know of will be there. I need this opportunity to mingle and discuss prices. That's what the hairpins were for, to keep up appearances. I can't have them looking down on me.
Kawawa naman to. Hindi niya pa pala nabagamit. Akala ko naman purara lang.
But now that I've lost the hairpins, what will I do?
Why does Paimon have a sudden strong sense of deja vu?
We can help.
Would you really? I sent a commission to the Adventurers Guild, but I haven't heard anything back from them yet.
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet. Miss Chow, would you let me have a look at the rental contract you signed?
Huh? Well,
Scam yata to eh.
sure, I have it right here.
Baka na-scam
Here
siya.
you are.
Let me see.
Tapos pagbabayaran siya ng mahal.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? Maybe she can help Jichao somehow. True. Though surely there must be a win-win solution.
Hello, shoutout sa aking
Right.
jowa.
I finished reading the contract. The terms are very clear, and they do indeed stipulate that you must pay Mr. Crossel the original value of the hairpins as compensation for the loss.
Grabe ang mahal nun.
Furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount of compensation must take current market prices into account. And given the rarity of Smaragdus Jadeite, I fear that the final amount of compensation may end up being significantly higher as a result.
Even higher.
Oh, times 10 nga daw mababayaran eh.
Uh-oh. Jichao looks like she's about to faint.
However,
Kawawa naman.
all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid into the hairpins.
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Anyway,
Oo
the
nga.
hairpins are lost, so how exactly would we be able to find out if the jadeite is genuine or not?
Oo nga.
Whichever way you look at it, we've got to start by finding those hairpins.
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the jadeite is genuine, would there?
Oo. Tama.
Seems right.
Panis, ang talino.
Please, don't trouble yourselves over this. The fact is, I lost the item and I should pay compensation per the contract. However much it is, I will have to pay it. My family are merchants after all.
Di yan,
It's vital that we
mahihimatay ka
keep
na nga
our
sa
word
sobrang
and
mahal
respect
nung
our contracts. Now that it's come to
babayaran
this,
mo
I really shouldn't keep Crossel in the dark any longer. I'll go and inform him of the issue and then negotiate the amount of compensation.
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible course of action. But before that, I have some questions about the hairpins.
Okay.
So hold on a moment, Mr. Chow. When you first touched the hairpins, what did you feel?
Oo nga.
What did I feel? Well, I remember that the gemstones set into the pins were perfectly smooth to the touch, like the finest quality jade. My family has seen much jade pass through its hands in the past, so I am quite certain of my judgment in this matter.
Smooth to the touch. Finest quality jade. No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few things. Let's head over to Mr. Crossel's.
Okay. Scammer pala tong Crossel na to eh. Legal advisor pa naman to. Hoy. Sinika.
Ah, Miss Yanfei, you've returned. With Miss Jichao in tow, too, I see. How are the hairpins? I trust you're quite satisfied with them?
About that.
May kasama pala siya. Ako binento niya.
You lost them? Are you serious? Do you have any idea how expensive they were?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Truly I am. I'll pay the compensation as per our contract. Every last mora.
Mora? Do you have any idea what I had to go through to get my hands on that Smaragdus jadeite? I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since Miss Yanfei is here, I suppose we can just have her estimate the amount that needs to be paid.
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Ah, yes. And if I may just confirm again, it was in fact genuine Smaragdus jadeite inlaid into the hairpins, correct?
Of course. Genuine article guaranteed, or I pay back 10 times the value.
All right, understood. I'll conduct some market research, and once I'm back, I'll provide an official assessment of the sum owed by Mr. Chow in compensation.
Panis.
Please wait here, Mr. Crossell.
Thank you very much. How could she lose my hairpins? She'd better pay every last mora that they're worth.
Looks like I'll have
Grabe
to
to,
find
sa
some
mga
way to
ugali
raise that
nito.
money.
Pero sa bagay,
Please wait,
kasalanan niya
Mr.
naman yun.
Chow. I have something to discuss with you. It's not convenient to speak here, so let's find somewhere that we can sit and talk in more detail.
Sheesh! Saan tayo tatambay, Loads? Bakit kailangan ko pang sumama?